Have you ever noticed how sometimes your head's telling you one thing, your heart's pulling you another way, then your body just wants to do its own thing? Maybe you're at work, your mind's racing to solve a problem, but your chest feels tight with stress, and your legs are itching to get up and move. It's like there's a tug of war inside you, and no one's winning. Welcome to the human experience, where we're not just one simple self, but a trio of forces working together, or sometimes against each other. Today, we're diving into what I'll call the three brains: the body, the heart, and the mind. These aren't just parts of you. They're how you navigate the world, how you feel, think, and act every single day. This idea comes from an old spiritual teaching, one that says we're built with three centers: physical body for doing, the emotions for feeling, and the intellect for thinking. When they're out of sync, life feels chaotic. Scattered thoughts, restless energy, overwhelming moods. But when they line up, something shifts. You start to feel whole, clear, even powerful. It's not a new concept. In India, they talk about the gunas, three qualities that shape everything we are. Even modern psychology nods to this, splitting us into thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So why does this matter? Because understanding these three brains is like getting a user manual for yourself. It's not about controlling them. It's about harmonizing them. When you do, you're not just reacting to life. You're living it with purpose. Today, we'll unpack what each brain does, how they show up in your day, and why getting them to work together is a game changer for spiritual growth. Plus, I'll leave you with a simple trick to try out yourself. No fancy rituals, just a way to check in and find balance. Ready? Let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. Picture yourself as a team of three players: the body, the heart, and the mind. Each has its own job, its own voice, and here's the kicker: its own agenda sometimes. The body is your action center. It's the one moving your hands, walking you to the kitchen, tensing up when you're stressed. It's all about sensation and doing. Then there's the heart, your emotional core. It's where joy bubbles up, where sadness sits heavy, where love or anger flare without warning. Finally, the mind, your intellect. It's the chatterbox analyzing everything, planning your next move, or replaying that awkward thing you said yesterday. Alone, they're powerful. Together, they're you. Now here's where it gets interesting. An old teaching from the Gnostic tradition calls these the three minds. It says we're wired this way for a reason, not to be split, but to be whole. The body senses the world first, the cold air on your skin, the sound of rain. That feeds the heart, which reacts, maybe with calm, maybe with irritation. Then the mind steps in, making sense of it. I need a jacket, or this weather's ruining my day. It's a relay race, happening so fast we barely notice, but most of the time, we're not running it smoothly. One brain takes over, and the others get sidelined. Ever stayed up late overthinking, ignoring your body begging for sleep, or eaten junk food because your heart was craving comfort? Well, your mind knew better. It's the team out of whack. This isn't just some quirky idea. It's echoed across cultures. In Hinduism, they've got the gunas: tamas, rajas, and sattva. Tamas is the body's inertia. Think laziness, or that urge to hit snooze. Rajas is the heart's passion. Restless energy, love, or rage. Sattva's the mind's clarity, when you're sharp and focused. They say life's a dance of these three, and balance is the goal. Christianity's got a spin on it too. Body as the flesh, soul as the emotional spirit, and mind as the spark of divine reason. Even the Bible hints at it. Jesus calming storms with his mind, healing with his heart, walking miles with his body. Point is, these traditions aren't random. They're mapping how we tick. Let's bring it down to earth. Imagine you're stuck in traffic. Your body's tense, hands gripping the wheel, shoulders tight. Your heart's annoyed. Maybe you're muttering under your breath. Your mind's spinning. I'm late. This is a disaster. 3 brains, 3 reactions, all piling up. Normally, we let that mess run us. The body slumps, the heart fumes, the mind overanalyzes. But what if you noticed it instead? What if you saw the team arguing and stepped in as the coach? That's where harmony comes in. It's not about shutting one down. It's about listening to all 3 and finding the sweet spot. Here's how they clash in real life. Say you're facing a tough choice. Stay in a job or leave. Your mind's crunching pros and cons, logical as a spreadsheet. Your heart's tugging, fear of change, hope for something new. Your body's signaling too, gut knots or restless energy. If the mind rules, you might stay stuck in analysis paralysis. If the heart takes over, you might quit on a whim and regret it. If the body leads, you're just pacing, avoiding the call. Harmony means hearing them all. The mind's facts, the heart's pull, the body's instinct. Then you act, not react. It's like tuning an instrument. Each string's got its note, but together they make music. Why is this spiritual? Because when these 3 align, you're not just surviving, you're awake. The Gnostics said, it's how you connect to something bigger. When your body's calm, your heart's open, and your mind's clear, you're not lost in noise. You can sense what's beyond the surface. Call it intuition, God, or just truth. Other traditions back this up. In yoga, aligning breath, body, intention, heart, and focus, mind, opens higher states. Early Christians prayed with their whole being, kneeling, feeling, thinking, not just one part. It's universal. Harmony unlocks awareness. But let's be real, it's not easy. We're wired for imbalance. Stress makes the mind bossy. Heartbreak drowns the body. Exhaustion numbs the heart. That's why it takes practice, not perfection. Start small. Notice when one brain's yelling louder than the others. Maybe you're overthinking a fight. Mind's in charge. Or your chest's tight with worry. Heart's leading. Or you're fidgeting, restless. Body's restless. Just seeing it shifts something. You're not the chaos. You're the one watching it. That's the first step to harmony, and it's where the magic starts. Alright, here's something you can try today. No gear, no guru, just you. I call it the balance check. It's a quick way to spot which of your 3 brains is running the show and nudge them back into line. Here's how it works. 3 times a day, say, morning when you wake up, midday during a break, and evening before bed. Pause for a minute. Literally, set a timer if you want. Close your eyes, take a slow breath, and ask, which brain's loudest right now? Maybe your mind's buzzing with to-dos, plans, worries, that email you forgot. Or your heart's heavy, excited, anxious, whatever's stirring. Or your body's talking, tense shoulders, tired legs, a racing pulse. Don't judge it, just notice. Then adjust depending on what's up. If your mind's in overdrive, focus on one thing, like the feel of your chair, to quiet it. If your heart's a mess, try a moment of gratitude. I'm glad I've got this coffee, to settle it. If your body's restless, take 3 deep breaths or stretch your arms. It's not about fixing everything. It's a reset, a little harmony tune-up. Try this for a few days. You might catch patterns. Maybe your mind hogs the wheel in the morning, or your heart flares up at night. That's gold. It's you learning you. The point isn't to silence any brain. It's to let them talk without one drowning the others out. It's like a team huddle. Everyone gets a say, and you decide the play. Give it a shot tomorrow. 3 pauses, 1 minute each. See what you notice. It's simple, but it's how you start steering your own ship. So that's the deal with the 3 brains: body, heart, and mind. They're not just pieces of you. They're how you experience everything, from a quiet morning to a heated argument. When they're pulling in different directions, life feels like a mess. But when they line up, it's like the fog clears. You're present, grounded, alive. This isn't about being perfect. It's about paying attention. Traditions like Hinduism and Christianity have known this forever. We are built this way for a reason, and harmony is the key to unlocking something deeper. Next time you're frazzled, think of it as your team out of sync. The body's tense, the heart's loud, the mind's a chatterbox. You don't have to fight it. Just notice, adjust, and breathe. That balance check we talked about, it's your starting line. Try it out. See what shifts. This is your user manual, not a rule book. Use it to know yourself better. That's where the real journey begins. Take it easy. There's much more to explore.